So I am John Chattman with A-Sides. I am with a legend, BJ Thomas. I wish I was with you, with you, but Zoom will work.
This sound, I want it to surround me. Play it loud, play it loud, play it loudly. A-Sides, around we go. A-Sides, press play on life and here we go.
How are you? I mean, obviously this is, I know that we're talking because it's the 50th year for Raindrops. And obviously that's a huge milestone. I don't like putting numbers on any song because I feel like they're timeless, especially this one. But I want to know how it feels, especially given the time right now where you can actually sit and reflect. You have no choice really.
Well, I'll tell you, I've spent a lot of time thinking, reflecting on this thing over the years, and I've had a lot of in-depth conversations with Hal David, who wrote the lyrics, and we spent a lot of time together. And of course, working with Mr., doing anything with Mr. Bacharach was a super thrill for me. The longevity of the thing, that's very important to me right now, and that's something I really value. All the years that the song has been, it's had that great message for people. Everything always seemed to be perfect with Raindrops. I mean, it had the greatest composer of all time, and Hal David, just wrote his lyrics from the heart. It had that great movie, the Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, and I mean, just about everything connected with this song has always worked out and great, and it's been perfect. Of course, the memories now and the longevity of the thing is what is the most important thing now, and I really appreciate it, and I value how it's all happened.
And I mean, lyrically now, I mean, it's just I feel like we need such uplifting, things wherever we can get it. And even a song 50 years ago, and it's funny, like, I know the song inside and out. I mean, I kind of grew up on you. So like, but just listening to it, like, and just hearing it now, it just brings a smile to your face, and we're in this terrible time, and just for like 4 minutes, you kind of go somewhere else.
Yeah, that's true. Now I always kind of purposed in my career. I actually passed, and I turned down quite a bit of material because I considered it to be, if I took it, my main connection with the music comes from top 40 radio. So I'm used to doing all kinds of stuff, but I kind of limited the thing that really moves me, and I do the best is something I can connect with emotionally. So we always have purpose to do positive music, and just have had this song and how positive it is and how good it makes people feel. It's just, nothing could have been better than that, So I of course, I'm listening to a lot of my own material right now because I'm trying to keep my voice in shape. I've been in lockdown here for 140 days. And so I'm singing with my greatest hits volume. I put it on. I still got a stereo, and I put it on there, and I sing with it. And sometimes it just makes me feel good. Like, man, you did good. You stayed positive.
And I mean, you mentioned longevity for the song, but I mean, with your career, I mean, talk about longevity. I mean, first off, I feel like you've hit every single chart. I mean, maybe not the hip hop chart, but like you hit every single chart. And I mean, how? Like, I mean, what is it about, your style and your approach that, like, literally, whether it's adult contemporary and rock or whatever, you hit on everything.
It's a top 40 thing. Back when I was, 12, 13, 14 years old, was kind of at the inception of top 40 radio, and they played everything on the one station. And so when we got our band together, we were all 15 years old, the Triumphs. And, it wasn't my band, it was our band, but we just picked our material off that top 40 chart. And so it just got to where it was like second nature to just do the kind of material that I like to do, that I connected with, not necessarily even trying to think about a genre or anything. So yeah, you know, I that's another thing that I really treasure and think about it. Hey man, you know, you kind of did something in almost every genre. Now, if the hip hop thing had come along and I'd have been a little younger, or if it had come along a little ahead of time, I think I could have maybe even done something there too. But I guess that's one that I kind of missed. But I like it. I mean, I like certain rap music. It's not all of it, but I like a lot of it more than you probably would suspect.
Well, and the other thing about, you know, what you had said, you know, some of your songs were covered, and, you know, like I'm thinking Hooked on a Feeling is still, you know, whether it's your version or another version, it's still, you know, you could play it on the radio along with any of the pop songs today, and it would just play just as well.
Yeah, I think so. You know, of course, my original recording had Reggie Young on it, on the electric sitar.
Guitar, yeah.
He part of the Memphis boys from Memphis, Tennessee, and so I always look at that, and over my experience in the music business, I look at that as one of the all-time classic guitar rides. I mean, it's an electric sitar, but I've always been impressed by that, and I loved how he played on all my records. But you know, Blue Swede, and let's face it, that was a beautiful production, and they put some things together off of other records, and okay, I got covered. But my best friend Mark James wrote "Hooked on a Feeling," and you know, I never really have had any bad feelings about that at all. I just wish they'd have used my "Hooked on a Feeling" in the Galaxy movie, but yeah, hey, that's a great song, beautiful production. It was a #1 record, and mine only went to 5. But hey, I always respected that record, and you know, no one really likes to get covered. You know, I mean, I got covered in Australia by a guy down there on Raindrops, and so I always on that one I kind of go, well, man, no, if I'm singing in the movie and everything, why are you covering the song? You know, so, but with Hooked, I just thought they were having fun. They did a great job. They deserved to have a hit record. So,
it's at the end of the day, it's flattery, right? Like, I mean, you don't get a lot of people covering a bad song.
Yeah, well, you know, a lot of people that, you know, that's what they do is and there are a certain group of people who covered almost all my records from Europe, who would cover my records, and not that it really hurt me very bad, but a lot of people do those cover things, and this happened to be a cover thing that really worked. The Blue Sweet thing was really, it was well done.
Well, and I'll tell you something. Your version of "I'm So Lonesome." I mean, when I told my friend Dante, I was like, you know, I'm interviewing B.J. Thomas, and he's like, you have to ask him about that Hank Williams cover. Like, you just have to. You know, my dad used to sing it to me as a kid. Like, I mean, talk to me a little bit. I know we have to wrap this up, but talk to me. You know,
no, we're fine.
Yeah, but
fine.
You were telling me about, you know, you're sitting here, you're singing to your own songs, you're kind of keeping your voice fresh and everything. You're kind of forced to look back at your career, whether you like it or not. And, you know, can you pinpoint whether it's that, you know, Hank Williams cover, or like Raindrops obviously put you off into a different stratosphere, but like, can you sit back and just be like, that was the one that I can, like, you know, if I can put this in a time capsule, this is it. Or is it like just little bits and pieces, you know, they're all your kids and you love them all, but you know.
Well, I mean, it's kind of that. I mean, I'm kind of emotionally tied to most of my music, and I have great memories with the, you know, the memories I have with them. I'm like anybody else. I hear music and it reminds me of who I was and what I was doing and all that. But now Lonesome, I'm So Lonesome. I saw Hank Williams perform when I was 8 years old. My dad took us all downtown to the Houston Coliseum, and that was back at the time when the Grand Ole Opry, they all traveled together. And so there were the 20 or so acts. And I saw Hank Williams, and I always remember that look on my dad's face when Hank was on stage. And I just, I really can see him right now and how he was looking at Hank Williams. And so I developed a real love for Hank Williams when I was just a kid. And it was devastating to me the day he passed. And I guess I don't know how old I was, but I was just a young guy. But that song, had been recorded. I looked it up after it became a hit for me. It had been recorded 72 times, not counting mine. So it was one of those songs that everybody wanted to sing. Now, how it became a hit record, I'm not real sure. I think for its time, it was considered more of an R&B song than a country song. You have to kind of go back there, and because I was considered at first a black artist. They thought I was an R&B singer, and I worked with James Brown and Jackie Wilson, and Johnny Mathis and Freddie King and Percy Sledge. I worked with all those guys for a number of years, I think there was a real soul in that song because I really was believing it, and I always could get into it and relate to it. Even as a young guy. So that's the closest I can get to explaining how it was a hit record in the middle of Motown and Beatles and all that stuff. I don't know exactly how it worked, but it worked, and I'm glad it did.
How are you overall with the pandemic, and obviously just being we're kind of all an audience to everything that's going on in the world. How have you been just as a citizen, just watching everything that's kind of unfolding?
Well, I'm not fighting it as far as I'm not just wishing it would go away every minute, but I'm not thrilled with it, with the situation. I think it is what it is. So we've got to keep our heads up. And I'm very lucky because I have Gloria. I have my wife with me, and we're together. And so, this is probably the most consecutive days we've been together since we've been married. But I'm like most everybody else. I'm frustrated a little bit, and I'm stressed. I stress out about my family and my band and just everyone. I want to see this thing get gone. I'm just hoping that our scientists and our medical people can come up with the answer. But it hasn't been a lot of fun. I've watched all the movies now. I'm watching streaming until that's my middle name, and so it's just one of those things that we'll have to go through. And I know that just my experience with being a citizen of the United States, I know that we will hang in there, and we'll be better when we get through it. And it's going to end up being a meaningful, and I'm looking forward to that time.
So am I. I'm looking forward to next time I talk to you. I hope we're in the same room.
Yeah, let's make sure that happens.